Hi guys, it's Shreya here and welcome back to my channel Beauty and the Code. आज के वीडियो में I'm going to be reviewing Infini Rose from Maison Alhambra and I will be comparing it with Badi Al Oud Amethyst. Now both of them look very similar yet different, and I am going to cover the similarities and I am going to cover the differences, and I'm also going to cover which one I like better at the end of the video. So let's begin with the video. Before we do so, make sure that you subscribe to my channel, hit the bell notification, follow me on Instagram, and now let's get started. Starting off with the packaging, this one, Infini Rose from Maison Alhambra, comes in this gorgeous looking box. I love this color. Okay, this is my favorite color combination. I love the gothic dark purple along with the golden accents. Infini Rose written right here, Maison Alhambra written right here. This one is a 100 ml bottle and you can get this for around 2100. So I purchased it around 2000, and then there is my non-affiliated code which you can use to get an avail a 5% off. I'll leave the details here. It's a non-affiliated code. I don't earn a penny out of it. Coming back to the packaging, this is how the box looks like. I absolutely freaking love the color combination. The quality sticker here, some details mentioned here, and that's about it. The box opens up like this, and this is where the gorgeous perfume is sitting inside. Obviously I love the bottle. I love anything that looks dark and vampy. Okay, love this bottle. Now this has this metallic strip which is kind of like a black metallic strip with golden accents and details to it. Again, this looks super gorgeous and it looks like something is scripted on it, like some secret code is scripted on this perfume. It literally feels that mysterious. I love the bottle. Okay, it's very thick and heavy glass material, can be used as a weapon to throw at somebody's face when somebody is irritating you. So it's that heavy. Even the cap is super heavy and the atomizer is golden in color. Let me just spray this one on the strip and I'll talk about the notes breakdown. Now, before I get started with the notes breakdown, the feel of this fragrance is rose. Dark, gothic, vampy, dead rose. Like literally black color ka rose. It feels like that. It's very dark. It's very mysterious. It's very vampy. It's very secretive kind of a rose fragrance. It is very dark in nature, very spicy, very ambery, very warm, super dark, and has hints of citruses as well. Now talking about the notes breakdown, this one has pink pepper, bergamot, and a white floral note of Hidion. Then it has Bulgarian rose, Turkish rose, and some Egyptian jasmine. Then it has amber and Madagascar vanilla. Now this one does not list oud. That's the difference between this one and the Latafa Badi Al Oud Amethyst. I'll come to the main differences later, but just want to point out that oud is not present in this perfume. And even with oud absent, this perfume is this dark and gothic. Okay, so you know the Hidion note that is present in here, that kind of is like a synthetic note which resembles white floral, which is similar to your jasmine. So the presence of jasmine along with rose is very prominent in this particular one. It's not just the rose which is taking the front seat, but it is shared between jasmine and rose. Both of those notes are kind of like the queens in this entire fragrance journey. Of course, the Bulgarian rose and Turkish rose have the dark gothic feel to it, whereas the Hidion and the jasmine brings in the brighter side of things, and then they mix up with some citrusy zestiness. That's the bergamot present in here, which kind of adds in to that kind of like sourness or the zestiness in this fragrance. Now, I typically don't use the word sourness when it comes to bergamot. I keep it to zesty and zing. But in this particular fragrance, the bergamot borderline comes sour to me, to my nose, okay? And the combination of bergamot, Hidion, and jasmine is a bit upsetting to my nose. You know, like this one is a proper dark gothic. It is not trying to be a mix of chirpy and darkness. This one feels a little confused. She is the little sister of this one when it comes to darkness. Amethyst by Badial Oud knows, she knows that she is this dark and vampy person. She has a dark personality. She's not trying to look like a sunshine personality on the outside and on the inside she's dark. No, she is kind of embracing her darkness in and out. But the little sister here, Infinity Rose, is trying to show the world that I'm bright and nice, but internally she is dark and nasty. So that's the difference between these two. And you know what? The confusion between the light and the dark is what confuses me in this fragrance, and that's what off-putting to my nose. I don't like the Hideon and the bergamot combination in the opening of this fragrance. When the opening settles down and the rose and the amber takes over, that's when I like this fragrance. So I like the dry down of this fragrance. Okay, and it does have the Madagascar vanilla to add on a hint of sweetness in this fragrance as well. So this is a nice journey of brightness going to darkness. You know, you'll be like, what kind of a review is this? You're asking us to love a perfume which is dark in nature. Yes, I am. I love dark and gothic fragrances. Okay, I don't mind wearing this every single day. I like it. So no, I like the DNA. If you are into rose dark fragrances, you may want to try this one. It kind of has this dual personality, which is slightly confusing. Now, so you got the personality feel of this, right? It's like looking chirpy and happy and bubbly on the outside, but inside, gosh, you are very dark. You're very dark and you're very nasty and you're very mischievous and you're very mysterious and you're very secretive and you secretively do things. You're like the Komolika, you know, you are that vampy. This one is. Okay, so that's Infinity Rose. Let's talk about the performance on this one. This is a beast mode, easy beast mode. Like this goes for 10 plus hours, projects the whole day. You'll get the wisp of this fragrance the whole day. The sillage is great, leaves a good scent trail, and despite being a darkish kind of a fragrance, it's a compliment getter. People do ask what I'm wearing, and I do get compliments on my perfume. So this is kind of like a paisa vasool fragrance. If you are into rose fragrances and you like the gothic dark rose fragrances, you may want to try this one. It's a good option at this price point. Okay, now let's compare it, like proper comparison between Amethyst and this one. First and foremost thing that comes to my mind is the difference of that Hideon note. This one, Amethyst, does not have that additional Hideon note. It has jasmine along with the Turkish rose and the Bulgarian rose in the mid notes, just like this one. But in the opening of Amethyst, it does not have that additional Hideon note. Because of that, this one does not feel synthetically very sour. You know, it does not. It has a subtle hint of brightness because of jasmine and that mandarin, but no, it does not overpower the rose. It is not standing like head to head with rose. No, it's in the background and it's playing very nicely in the background, and the dark feel of the fragrance is still maintained in this one. The added note of Hideon is a bummer for me. It does not sit well with my nose, and I just want that era to end. Like I'm waiting for the base notes to kick in with this fragrance. So I do not like the opening of this fragrance. I love the opening of Amethyst. Now coming to the base notes, since the mid notes are exactly the same, I'm not going to repeat it. Both have the same feel. In the base notes, Amethyst has an added note of oud, and oud is actually a star player in this fragrance. Now oud is missing on this one, and still it kind of has a woodiness to it. So I'm pretty sure that some synthetic note is present here which kind of acts like a woody note. I can sense the woody note here, but the oud is super prominent in this one. Okay, it's a proper oudi, rose, woody, floral fragrance for me. So that's like the primary difference between the two. If you are a oud lover, go for Amethyst, easy. If you don't like oud, go for Infinite Rose. Okay, if you like lighter plus darker combination of rose fragrances, go for Infinite Rose. If you like gothic fragrances like I do, Amethyst. Out of the two, my love for Amethyst is intact. You know, I thought that I will equally love this one, but I don't. I love Amethyst much more, at least by 30% more than Infinite Rose. Now Amethyst is almost done. Like it's going to come in my next perfume empties. I don't even have 2 drops are left. Okay, I need to use that up. Yeah, literally 2 drops are left in here. I have to repurchase this. I thought that I got Infinity Rose, so I may not have to repurchase this one, but no. Amethyst needs to be back in my collection. So this will be a repurchase. And Infinity Rose, once I finish this perfume, this will not be a repurchase for me. So I think it's quite clear, right? Between the two, I love Amethyst, okay? I don't find this to be a bad perfume by any means, but when I compare it with Amethyst, wins. Clear winner, okay? My overall rating on this one is 8 out of 10, and I think I pretty much concluded why. Because of that additional Hedion note, it just doesn't sit well with me. And the second one is I really wish that it would have fulfilled its character. That's important for me, okay? That's important for me. Now, coming to the price difference between the two, I forgot to cover that part. This one is expensive by 100 or 200 rupees. And yeah, I mean, this one is in the range of 2100 or 2200 after discount on Scentopia. And this one is at 2000 at Scentopia. So 100 200 ka difference hai. I am personally okay to pay that additional for this scent profile. By the way, both of them are inspired by or maybe duping Initio's Atomic Rose. So that's the common thing between these the two. And I don't know between the two of them which one is a closer dupe to Initio, because I do not have Initio. But overall, what I can say is this is a gothic queen. I am a gothic queen. I love dark, vampy fragrances. And you know, these kind of fragrances just give me that reminder of Kathleen Lights from the Vampire Diaries. Like, you know, she just has that personality which defines this color perception and everything. So yeah, this one is best suited for winters and colder months and rainy season and all of that jazz. It's good for evening time. If you want to wear it during summers, it's good for evening and nighttime wear. This is a party banger. You can wear it for pubs, you can wear for special occasions, you can wear it for Indian marriages, you can wear if you are a bride. So it is a very kind of like suitable for Indian festivities and Indian weddings. This is particularly not your office formal wear fragrance. I will definitely not call it a casual or a semi-casual or a formal or a semi-formal kind of a fragrance. No, this one is a special occasion fragrance for me, especially for the Indian festivities. It really goes well when I wear a salwar suit with a proper dupatta and all. I love wearing this fragrance because it just matches the vibe. It has a good Indian vibe to it. So that's about it. My overall rating, as I said, for Infinity Rose is 8 out of 10, and that concludes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, hit the bell notification, follow me on Instagram, and I'm gonna see you very soon in my next video. Bye.